was without the Lord, and I went to church to get saved.
Yes.
And when I submitted myself to the Lord, man, I dropped my roots down solid in that local church, because I realized that I'm not going to survive if I'm alone. I'm not going to survive if I continue to do things my way. I needed to be a part of something. And God will always cause you to be a part of something that is so much grander and so much greater than yourself. And what I discovered by being, again, planted in that local church was that God began to expand my root system to where when the storms of life began to come, because I was connected with people and places and also things that God had brought, you can weather anything when you abide. But the moment you sever yourself, I mean, that's a dangerous place to be.
Right.
You know,
it's a good word. What you're saying is because you're abiding in your plantedness, as you use that word, it causes you to abide.
Yeah.
So if I could use those words, you are rather than saying planting. I mean, that's the right word. But just for the sake of this,
absolutely.
You know, if we say you were abiding in your local church, because you were abiding in your local church, you can ask God what you want. Amen. And He will give you the desire, because you're abiding in Him, you're abiding in your local church. The abiding creates the opportunity for the asking.
Yes.
And I mean, I'd like you to just speak from your heart as you want here, Pastor Joshua. But isn't it amazing that so many people feel like, I want to abide by myself, I want to abide with my own desires, and I want to give over to my own desires of, I want to listen here, I want to listen there, I want to go here, I want to go there, instead of abiding where God has actually placed you, planted you, caused you to flourish in the house of the Lord. And because they just don't abide, they abide with their own desires. That means they can't ask God for whatever they want, because it's all about themselves.
It's true. And there's no fruit that remains.
Yes.
You know, what happens is when people don't abide, you produce no fruit to perfection.
Yes.
Things can begin to grow, but if you go and you pull a plant up, or you go and you sever yourself, it's not going to do well. And I think this is what a lot of people don't understand, especially folks that connect to a church. When God has divinely connected you, there are going to be things. The enemy, there's a very real adversary that's going to come to try to sever you from the vine, to remove you from what God has joined you to, whether it be a person or it be a house of worship. And I think the danger is that when folks are doing their own thing, when they decide, I don't want to be a part of something, and they sever themselves, you know, it's the same thing with like this plant over your shoulder. It's like, I can take that limb and break it off to where it's no longer abiding to the root system and the vine that it's a part of, to where the flowers will still look alive.
Yes.
The branches will still be green and tender, but it's already dead. Whether it shows the effects of it or not, it's already dead because it's not abiding. In Christians, I've seen the same thing happen, to where they can choose to, I'm going to do it my way, and I'm going to do it without God. And they might even, it's not that you're just an experienced failure. Some people I've seen can even experience success.
Right.
Things will be good, but they'll never experience what could be great if they remained abiding in the vine and in the fellowship, in the connection.
Right.
We don't do good alone.